In the wake of Senate Bill 17, educational institutions find themselves reshaping training methods pertaining to DEI. Despite advancements of inclusive initiatives in the workplace, the emphasis of concerns regarding work culture highlights how important these ideas are to a comprehensive work environment. Being a silent influencer, unconscious bias affect the workplace by impacting everything from decision making to interpersonal relationships. When it comes to unraveling the layers of certain biases, unfortunately, the unawareness to recognize, interpret, and address these interactions originate from individual upbringing constructed by society. Treasurer of the Revitalizing Committee of the NAACP of Wichita Falls, Kemi Dean, says most individuals fail to grasp the concept between common sense and the work cultural sense.
We all have ideas about the way that the world should work. And we all have ideas about what we think of as common sense, but many times common sense is cultural sense.
When referring to work culture, employees want to feel safe and valued in their work environment. According to the recent reports on bias in the workplace, 60% of employees believe their workplace were biased, 21% of adults over 50 experience discrimination after turning 40. Name bias is why some candidates have 2.1% less chance of a callback, and only 29% of employees believe their evaluation feedback is accurate and fair. These kinds of biases have caused people to change characteristics about themselves to fit in at the workplace setting. Management Associate Professor of Dillard College of Business at Midwestern State University, Niati Katari, said people will sometimes modify themselves to play into the bias placed on the workplace.
So people want to be able to bring their whole authentic self at work and be accepted for who they are. And if there are aspects of that self of theirs that they feel like they have to modify, play up, play down in order to get ahead of the workplace, they are then having to play into people's conscious or unconscious biases.
Addressing unconscious bias is a large issue to tackle, but educational efforts on the subject serves as a fundamental step. Dean encouraged self-awareness, in which will promote people to consider their position and reflect on their impact on others.
It's knowing kind of where we are culturally, personally, biologically, and how that impacts how we see other folks. So, sort of picking up on our own beliefs and assumptions and behaviors. And sometimes that means we're asking good questions of ourselves or of the situation.
One useful tool for evaluating bias situations in the workplace is the DIVE model. This model, in theory, enables people to pause and reflect before unconsciously reacting. Additionally, there are bias tests online for people to identify their own personal bias. Itaria goes on to say that having bias doesn't make you a bad person, but noticing them and addressing them can improve the awareness within the workplace.
You're not a bad person if you have biases. We all have biases. That's just how the human brain works. But if you want to be better at your job, a more effective manager, a more fair person, and how you treat people, you have to continuously challenge yourself to face the mirror and see what biases might I have.
For M&G Media, I'm Shun'de Hooks.